Hey, what's up people? Piz Al here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the autopsy of Jane Doe, directed by, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this director's name because I know I'm going to butcher it. It's the same guy that directed Troll Hunter. And the autopsy of Jane Doe is about this father-son coroner duo played by Emile Hirsch and Brian Cox. Late one night, they get a Jane Doe delivered to them with the instruction that they need a cause of death ASAP. And as the father-son coroner duo dig deeper into the cause of death of this Jane Doe, more and more strange things begin to happen around them, and they soon begin to discover that these strange things are directly linked to Jane Doe. Now, if you saw my favorite movies of 2016 video that I posted a couple of weeks ago, I'll put a link to that around here somewhere, you know that the autopsy of Jane Doe was on that list, and I spoke very highly of it. And this video, spoiler alert, is going to be a very, very positive review of the autopsy of Jane Doe, and I really want to urge everybody to go out there, to seek it out, and to support it, because the autopsy of Jane Doe is an old school suspense thriller that is light on gimmicks, no fake scares in sight. It's all about character, it's all about mood, it's all about tension, it's all about suspense. And the movie is just an exemplary example of the power of simplicity. This movie, basically, there are three characters in this movie. There's the father-son coroner duo played by Emile Hirsch and Brian Cox. Both of them deliver excellent performances. You like them immediately. Their father-son relationship is great. You like them, you're rooting for them, you're interested in these characters from the moment go, really. And the movie does a great job of really sort of building on their characters. Like there's the story sort of, they talk a little bit about what happened to Brian Cox's wife, Emile Hirsch's mother, and why she's not in the movie, but that story doesn't overpower the main story. There's sort of a subplot involving Emile Hirsch's character, and he doesn't want to follow in the family footsteps and be a coroner like his father before him, and so on and so forth. But that story doesn't overpower what's really going on here. It just really elevates the characters. Now, the third character in the movie is a dead naked girl with no dialogue. But the movie is so well written and it's executed so well that even though she's dead and has no dialogue and spends the entire movie staring like this, they still create this, she's a very ominous, creepy character in the movie. No dialogue, lying on a table, staring dead-eyed. That's it. That's the mark of some pretty good filmmaking, at least in my book. And the movie, like I said, it's all about tension. It's all about suspense. And the movie does such an excellent job building suspense and tightening the screws. It's a slow build, but the strange things are happening and they're just sort of like, what's going on here? They get stranger, they get weirder, they start to realize that maybe these odd occurrences are linked to this Jane Doe. The deeper they dig into Jane Doe, literally and figuratively, the more the mystery sort of deepens and the plot thickens. And this is just a really, really good old school suspense thriller. They do a lot. They do a lot with a little. They do so much with so little in this movie. Again, this could have been a stage play. Three characters, basically one static location, the coroner's lab, and the hallways and an office around it, and that's really it. And what they're able to create with just three characters and that little of a location is just, wow, just really blew me away. There's a great sequence in the film where Emile Hirsch's character's girlfriend comes to visit him at the morgue, and she wants to see one of the bodies. And Emile Hirsch's character's like, no, no, you don't. You trust me, you don't want to see. There's some things you can't unsee. Well, Brian Cox shows up, and he's like, go right ahead, just pick you a drawer and pull it out, and we'll show you the body. So she picks one, and she pulls it out, and he's like, you might want to pick another one. That was a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the face. There's not a lot to see there. So they pull out another drawer, and there's a body there with a bell tied around its ankle. And she's like, why does this body have a bell around its ankle? And Brian Cox explains, well, back in the day, it was difficult to determine whether someone was truly dead or just comatose. So we tie a bell around their ankle, and if in the middle of the night you heard the bell ringing, you knew you had some explaining to do. Well, of course, the whole bell thing comes into play a little later in the movie. It is just done really, really well. I can't speak any higher of the autopsy of Jane Doe. Just an excellent, excellent old school suspense thriller. They do so much with so little. No gimmicks, no BS, fake scares. It's all about characters. It's all about tension. It's all about suspense, atmosphere, mood. And they do it all in this movie so well. Now, I can see some people maybe having issue with the big reveal as far as when they try to explain what's going on in the movie and who Jane Doe may or may not have been. I can see some people kind of going, nah, that doesn't really work for me. At that point, I was so invested in the movie. I was so invested in the characters and in what was going on in the movie. I was all in, to use a poker phrase, that I was just kind of like, okay, I'll buy it. Okay, I'm good. I'm good with it. But I can see some people maybe not digging that reveal so much or that explanation so much. Still, that should not overshadow how well made The Autopsy of Jane Doe is. I can't speak any higher of The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Go out there, seek it out, watch it. I'm not sure if it's on DVD and Blu-ray just yet. It's on video on demand for sure. Go check it out. I think you'll definitely dig it. And this is the kind of horror movie that I think we really need to support. And not stuff like The Bye-Bye Man. Autopsy of Jane Doe should have got the big theatrical release that The Bye-Bye Man unfortunately got. But anyway, if you've seen The Autopsy of Jane Doe, by all means, let me know your thoughts on it in the comments section below. Also, let me know what horror movies are you guys looking forward to in 2017. Let me know in the comments section below. If you liked the video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.